What it do, homies? We out here with a donation request. This time we have returning back to Glitch Whisper, and we're checking out the Iron Lung song "Bury Me in Red." This is a song I still have not seen the movie for, and I don't think it's in movies. I haven't been able to go see it in the cinema, but I do wonder if it's going to come to streaming services, given that it was an independent project. You know what I mean? And didn't they take it away from the box office because it was doing too well? So I am interested if it isn't already in streaming service. Once it does, because Lord knows I paid for enough of them. Hopefully it comes to one of them that I am paying for. But anyways, Bury Me in Red. Let's go ahead, shut up, turn it up. Drizzy, Game Boy Jones, what you got for me? So I got some, oh God, dude, I hear that respace. That's disgusting. That's nasty. Seeing if there's anybody else in here. Okay. Of course, we got the credits, right? Everybody, or the whole entire team. Okay. Don't look like we got any additional vocals. All right. Hey, I think a respace is the bass. It's the best type of bass. Yes, even over 808s. I think a Reese is just, it has that low end and it has that texture that can evolve over time depending on how you want it. And the interesting thing about the bass is that it can kind of almost fit in almost every circumstance, right? You could put a Reese bass on a happy kind of beat. You ever heard Happy Birthday song with a Reese bass? It go hard. Vocals.
The pressure is on.
Hold on, before we get into this, you know what interesting about Drizzy, the tone of your voice is that, a very, very popular technique when it comes to like chopping vocals is, of course, pitch it up and down. But some people's vocals work better when it's pitched up or when it's pitched down. With your vocals, Drizzy, you can pitch it down and I can still kind of get that because you get a naturally highness in the timbre of your voice. And I can pitch it down and it'll still kind of sound like most people's regular voice, which makes it actually kind of like the perfect voice to kind of sample. I'd be interested in what your vocals can do in house music. Yeah.
It sure is on. If this is the end, tell my soul good night. What's left in the dark? What's underneath will soon come to light. This blood ocean has my mind going through all the motions. Here's to hoping that this lung made of iron keeps going. But just
I love your choice of drums, right? You went analog with that, right? That sounds like a real drum set. I like that. Like I said, I haven't seen the movie, but I do have the gist of what it's about. You know what I mean? And when we kind of think about like Iron Lung, you see these visuals, obviously he's in a submarine, iron surrounded by a lot of, metal and everything, rust. So when I think of drums and I think of that, I start thinking, all right, I want something dusty. You know what I mean? Like that old timey kind of boom bap kind of dust drum. This doesn't kind of have that, but it has that character. You know what I mean? There might be a little bit of distortion on that snare. That's a nasty snare. And not only that, but I'm getting a little bit of sense of retro in the way that those synths are playing in the background. Like retro with some dusty, almost, God, that snare is nice, bro. Snare got a lot of power in it. If you can get that right, come on, man. I wasn't expecting those kind of drums, man. W song.
made of iron keeps going. But just know if you don't, bury me in red, and 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 send me to the deep, the deep, the deep, the deep, the deep, the deep, cover me in blood.
Nah, you 100% just sounded like The Weeknd right there. Right there. And you want to know something? Drizzy, you probably, I imagine that people probably was like, you sound like, The Weeknd. You know what I mean? You probably have heard it before. I ain't never got that notion And I still don't have that notion. I would say that sometimes you sound like The Weeknd. That little part right there where you hit me with that little, especially on this type of beat, right? Yeah, I know the producer Ilangio produces produced maybe a few of The Weeknd's tracks, and I like to watch Ilangio's breakdown or production, everything. He really likes those synth sounds, or at least when he's producing with The Weeknd, he does. So that the combination of that little vocal, what's going on in the background, 100% kind of gave me Weeknd vibes. Okay, Game Boy Jones.
That this madness is ending with me. Standing what I'm told to, whatever they sold you, isn't worth the angry. Woke up, tasting breath and salt. Suicide mission got me trapped in a vault.
See, you know, Game Boy, you have a very distinctive voice. You really do. And I'm sitting here and I'm listening to Thrizzy sing over this. I'm like, cool, you know, it just sound good. But then I was sitting there thinking about your voice, Game Boy Jones. And I'm just like, wow, all right, we got an atmosphere here. And you might come in and then disrupt it. You know what I mean? And disrupt it's not always a negative word. You know what I mean? Disrupt sometimes is a positive, right? Sometimes that's the goal, is to disrupt, especially when it comes to the music. So I don't mean it in like a negative sense. It's just that there's an atmosphere here. And if you want to change, that's okay. Game Boy Jones, your voice, it could do that. So I imagine as you were listening to this song, you got to kind of figure out, where do you fit at in this atmosphere? Right. So rapping in a little bit more of a higher vocal voice, right, and adding a little bit more of that melodic to kind of match the track's vibes. That was a good idea. That was a good choice, right? Because now it doesn't feel as disrupting, right? It sounds unified.
Woke up, tasting breath and salt. Suicide mission got me trapped in a vault. Everything I counted doesn't matter, it was false. Take a look around, bloodbath, wash it off. And this I ain't coughing, I've been coughing up a lung. Holy ceremony got me baptized in the blood. Time is coming in, you can't undo what has been done. Can't believe I'm losing everything I ever loved. Cause why would the rapture lift me up? The weight of my sins has got me stuck.
Hello?
I'm never enough.
Every time I think that I got a grasp on what Game Boy Jones is doing, he always been leveled up. Game Boy, I see you, bro. I know you. I see you, and I've been seeing you before you had the jackpot rise, right? Which also, congratulations, right? You also have immortalized I already told you this on Twitter. You immortalized yourself, right? You became a meme, and especially if it's a meme for the good reasons, you know, because people get. You don't want to be immortalized for the road stuff. So yeah, yo, shout out. You know, you literally hit the jackpot and everything. So I've been watching you smash and dash, not smash and dash, but like smash and dash off to more success since before that, right? And I remember when Cam Steady made that post where he was like, seeing his overnight success was about 5-6 years of hard work. I see that, right? I've been seeing everything. So congratulations to you. But when I think I've heard it all, I hear you do stuff like this, but I think I've always known that you could sing. You know what I mean? It ain't like you can't hold a note.
I'm never enough. I wish I could run, no, I wish I could run. Cause why would the rapture lift me up? The weight of my sins has got me stuck. I'm never enough. Cause when you've been convicted, no one cares about you anyway. This blood ocean has my mind going through all the motions. Here's to hoping that this lung made of iron keeps going. But just know if it don't, bury me in red, and 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 send me to the deep, the deep, the deep, the deep, the deep, the deep, the deep. They cover me in blood, and blood, and blood, and blood, and blood, and blood. I may finally rest in peace.
Oh, they both singing together.
In peace, in peace, in peace. Bury me in red.
Oh, I love these drums. Bury me in bread. Okay, all right. You know, I always leave a poll, not necessarily a poll, but I always ask down in the comments if you guys want to see me do some more glitch whispers. And I think I don't remember when the last time I did a glitch whisper song. As a matter of fact, I'll check on it later, but I feel like it has been a minute. I do want to include some more on the channel, but you know, you guys got to show to tell me what y'all want to see. You know, I got to see it in the comments. That directly tells me, you know, what you guys want to hear some more. But I really, really enjoyed this song. Y'all absolutely killed it. Dave's out.